Welcome to my favorite series to do first lines, examples for writers. This month we look at non-fiction first lines. I especially enjoyed the celebrity edition videos, and they are coming up first for first lines. Let's take a look at Tina Fey's book, Bossy Pants, and see how she hooked the readers from the very beginning. Tina Fey wrote, "Welcome, friend. Congratulations on your purchase of this American-made genuine book." She starts out with this hilarious joke of thanking you for buying the book. Congratulations. Next up, we've got Nick Offerman's Paddle Your Own Canoe, a very funny memoir that will teach you how to be a man, what it really means to be a part of manhood. He said, "Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, where do I begin chapter 1? So he starts out with a powerful exclamation that, comes off sounding a little religious, sets up a lot of who he is as a person. Then we get James Garner's autobiography, The Garner Files, a great book if you want to know all about his life, not just in Hollywood. It starts out with Julie Andrews saying, "My friend Jim Garner is a man's man, a ladies' man, a good old boy in the best sense of the word, a curmudgeon, and a sweetheart." She's very kind there. And then we've got James Garner himself, who wrote a little letter to the fans saying that he really didn't want to write the book. "I've avoided writing this book until now because I'm pretty average." So he's being humble there. And then we get his chapter 1, which has an interesting quote from Lois Garner. But James Garner says, "Norman, Oklahoma is located near the center of the state in the middle of Tornado Alley, where April through June dry polar air." Now he talks about the weather, sets up basic stuff. And then another Oklahoma boy, Jim Ross, with his book Slobber Knocker. He starts out with a foreword from Vincent K. McMahon, the man behind WWE Sports Entertainment. It doesn't even matter what Vince McMahon says, just the fact that he's got a letter from this multi-millionaire is what really stands out. And then Jim Ross starts the book with a quote from John Wayne: "Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway," establishing how fearful he was for most of his career, but he stuck with it. And then Jim Ross's second autobiography, Life Under the Black Hat. He starts this book out with a foreword from Ric Flair. Again, it doesn't matter what Ric Flair says. He's the nature boy Ric Flair, and the fact that there's an awesome letter from him at the beginning is a great way to start out the book. Then you've got Jim Ross's words, "My God, what a night!" The book actually starts with a quote from him on commentary from him talking at a WrestleMania event, which is a good way to establish his relationship with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the other wrestlers. Bar Rescues, John Taffer has the book Raise the Bar, a great book to read to understand better customer service. He says you sell one thing, reactions. "My wife Nicole and I were staying at a big brand hotel for a couple days while I was on the road shooting Bar Rescue. I'm laughing at myself as I write this." So he talks about a bad experience he and his wife had and what that means. Simon Pegg's hilarious Nerd Do Well is a British humor book that you might not necessarily think every line is funny. Like here in the foreword, "Hello North America, welcome to a very special edition of Nerd Do Well. And to a forward, I'm writing just for you. This isn't in the original British version of the book," which is a good thing because the whole "Hello North America" salute would be lost on them, or else they might assume I was being ironic and making a comment about how North American culture has had such an influence over our own. We have become a sort of miniature facsimile of it, aping its cultural ephemera like an aspirational young sibling. Ooh, ouch. Then we've got the actual beginning of the book. "It was never my intention to write an autobiography. The very notion made me uneasy." A lot of actors actually do this in their memoirs, where they say they didn't want to write the book, which is a bit ironic. Bruce Campbell, in his work If Chins Could Kill, actually takes that same sort of move when he goes to write the beginning lines. So there's a nice quote there from Hugh Gamble, and then Bruce Campbell says, "So, another actor writes a book about their glamorous whirlwind life. Personally, as an ex-Detroiter, that crap bores me to tears." So he admits he's not the kind of guy that would normally read a memoir. Then we've got the philosophical work You Do Not Talk About Fight Club, with a foreword by Chuck Palahniuk. So let's look at those words. As Chuck Palahniuk sets up a situation in Eugene, Oregon, at the University of Oregon campus near the University Bookstore, a row of concrete barricades blocks 13th Avenue. Those lines just make you question, what is going on that they need concrete barricades and they're not letting people by? So, an interesting way to provide a setup with more information coming later, making you want to read more. We've got the Avengers and Philosophy, Earth's Mightiest Thinkers, as part of a pop culture philosophy series. If you like superheroes, and you wouldn't be reading this book if you didn't, you love superhero teams, and the Avengers are the preeminent team in the Marvel Universe. The best thing about the Avengers is not only do you get to see all your favorite heroes banding together to defeat formidable threats against incredible odds, but you also get to see them interact as superheroes and as people. Then we've got Barbara Ehrenreich's Nickel and Dime, a book in which she tries to expose the difficulties of poverty. So she is having lunch. The idea that led to this book arose in comparatively sumptuous circumstances. Louis Lapham, the editor of Harper's, had taken me out for a $30 lunch at some understated French country-style place to discuss future articles. There, she's establishing that they were a couple well-to-do people talking about poverty. Then we've got Moneyball by Michael Lewis, starring Brad Pitt in the movie. In the preface, he writes, "I wrote this book because I fell in love with a story. The story concerned a small group of undervalued professional baseball players and executives." What a great way to start it out. You know that he's got a passion for the topic he's writing about. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our book talk, and if you're a writer, I hope that those first lines inspired you, because I know the hardest part of writing is to start, to actually sit there and start getting the words typed up. Have a wonderful day. Hope you're doing awesome, and join me again next time, because every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.